Okay, I'm starting a little bit early because I'm just ready to go and I wanted to make sure everything was working and going okay. So give me like a thumbs up in the chat or something if you can hear me fine, if things seem to be working on your end. And for now, we can just enjoy a little bit of a scenic look at our little farm that we started last time. Welcome in, Dr. Melsky. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm just reading it like it's spelled, I guess. Hello, Lee. Welcome in. You guys can all hear me okay? We hear you. Perfect. Then I can go ahead and zoom out of here. Out. There we go. It said I had a forest fire a minute ago, and I even unlocked the achievement for it, but I didn't see it happen. So nothing seems. Oh, there it is. So it was over here. Yep, a little forest fire on here. I turned on natural disasters, so we'll see how that goes today. What? Like there's some weird, like unfinished texture or something going on in there. Anywho, there's our little forest fire. But hopefully it's across the river, so I think we'll be okay over here. No worries. Other than that, that's like the only problem that we have in the city right now, minus this guy not having enough customers. But no, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll build up the city. So I'm thinking of, well, let's just continue with our little downtown here. Try to get this little core area kind of built up. And we can do a little bit more work with the school back here today, I think. And maybe even start like another little neighborhood over here somewhere. Be kind of like along the water over here, go along with these farms. I know we put this little thing in here last time. Our one very, very rich person, and all of these broke people over here in their little tiny trailer homes. How are you guys doing? Are you guys getting excited for the holidays and stuff coming up? I know, Lee, you're excited because your daughter comes home. That's exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and start putting in a little bit of housing. So what does everybody do for the holidays? Like what are your traditions and such? I'm sure she's also excited to come home. I mean, that's like a long way away for, being in school, for being that young. A long way to be from home. So the in-laws come in the next day. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Go for another little. Oh no, wait, that's a high density. I definitely don't want that. I want medium density. Small one. Hopefully a small one. We go swimming in the Gulf of Mexico Xmas Day every year. Well, that sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. Weirdly enough, for living so close to the beach, I almost never go, which I feel like that's just like a thing that happens. Once you're near it, it loses its specialness, I guess. But I could go to the beach every day and I never go. And I do like the water. I like to swim, but I prefer lakes. I'm working the holidays, hate the family gatherings. I mean, yeah, no, I get you. Family gatherings can be a little hectic sometimes. Not always relaxing for while you're on vacation necessarily. Actually, you know what? I think I also want to buy a couple tiles over here. Just because, it's not like we're constrained by them at all, so we might as well. And we can get some alley roads going, our little contours on, and we can start building out this way, kind of around the school. A little complex out of the school. This, just kind of box it all in a little bit. Just up to here. And actually, you know what? I think maybe even that light or that bright the whiteness. Maybe like even like a little office building to kind of supplement this. What's it called? It's not called a rec center. Park maintenance depot. I will 100% keep calling it the rec center though. Sorry if you can hear my dog shaking around back there. Up from his little nap. We never go unless people come visit us, like to the beach. Yeah, I think like I told my mom we could go ice skating on the beach because I feel like she would find that to be really fun. That is not something that we do in Michigan, but it is certainly something that is done in San Diego. So, and I think we can probably do like more houses back here. Maybe I want to smooth things out just a touch. That more smoothie? Doing anything? Right button? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe just go with our flatten tool. Maybe if you guys are interested before, like before the end of the stream, we can check out can pop into Pickleton. You guys can see what is coming in the episode tomorrow. Ready to go. Um Scheduled and waiting at this point. Now I feel like it's smooth. A little bit. And I feel like I've told my mom that we can go to the beach and do that. Um like go ice skating on the beach, and I feel like she's come and we've still haven't done it yet. But and I've never done it. But my wife tells me about it all the time, and I've seen them doing it. If you're familiar with the Coronado area at all, it's a big beachfront area, lots of military stuff going on over there. But they have a really cool, like a famous hotel out that way, and they do ice skating on the beach over there. Not really sure exactly what's going on with my road network here. I'm just having a good time drawing some stuff out. Figure like this is the area where you'd start kind of seeing like grids pop up in the city. I know that like again, I'm always going to be using my like hometown as kind of inspiration for kind of small town stuff, but like our main street was, a couple blocks, nothing crazy, and then had like a lots of some pretty normal like regular boring grids kind of right behind it. I think that's like kind of the vibe that I'm going with here. Maybe I'll mix in some European and North American this time too. Somewhere around here is a place that does sledding hills on fake snow. Seems out of place in Florida. I've seen like things like that where they use like I don't know if they use the same stuff everywhere, but like the ones that I've seen kind of on videos and stuff um have like turf kind of that they do it on, which seems so weird to me, but I grew up in a place where it snowed, so we didn't really do that kind of thing. Although the place where we would go skiing like regularly when I was a kid, they did use a lot of fake snow. But that was really just to like get the season started if it hadn't snowed yet. Obviously, they got plenty of real snow eventually. I watched a video earlier today on like uh all the kind of like an asset overview of all the different size buildings that you can get, and there's really not that many. But I think also like because once they level up, they look slightly different. I think they don't look aggressively different, not quite like how they did in City Skylines One, but they do look a bit different. So I'm interested to see exactly how they change over time, the buildings. And I think the European one has a lot like the European theme for commercial buildings have a lot more like corner buildings than the North American theme, which is kind of weird. I'm not really sure why that is, but I wish there were more corner buildings. What is? Oh, this is the post office. Did I ever put the mailboxes in though? That's not right. These are the mailboxes. I didn't. I put. Oh no, I put one mailbox over here and one over here. Okay, I did do that. Oh, and one right there. Okay. See what else. What else is going on in the city anyway? So we have obviously still crazy unemployment, or like no unemployment because we don't have that many people. But we only have 27 open positions, so it's not really that bad. And mostly for well educated, which is par for the course considering we only have an elementary school. Keep drawing some of these road frames out. I'm not really sure where they're going to yet, but cut out to here and then maybe get a curve going onto this one here. That looks fun and organic, I guess. I feel like this would be highly sought after area, really, to be kind of like right along the river. Is it a river? Yeah. But I don't know if that necessarily works like that in City Skylines 2 the way that it did in City Skylines 1, where like the waterfront was like naturally already had higher land value. It doesn't look like it. I hope they add in like beach look, you know? It's like how it's a little bit sandy here, but there were some places in City Skylines 1 where like you could have the full beach and like it be sandy. I hope they bring that in eventually. I have been aiming for only 4x4 residential lots, seems to be keeping things small and stable. Yeah, I've definitely been trying to like be more mindful of keeping them smaller. Um in the next episode, the one that's coming out tomorrow, we get into a little bit of high density stuff or like low rent but high density. And I really keep them small cuz they bring in a lot of people and they look really out of place if they're too big. But that light is just so harsh. Speed this up a little bit. But yeah, I think ones like 3x3s and 4x4s and stuff are kind of the perfect size. You get just the right look going on. I like these medium density ones that I got in over here because they're like not too tall. Out for a spin. Uh oh, shoot! Ah, my gosh! I turned on natural disasters one time and I've already gotten two in the what 10 minutes I've been on here. Jeez, what is it gonna do? Oh, don't take out my bridge or my water tower. Take out this dairy house. Nobody's even in there still. Empty and available. I wonder how you get somebody to go in there. Well, I guess it kind of tells me, but nobody's taken interest in it. It may be due to poor connections and lack of customer or high land value, high land price. Which I did look at this because I was like looking at that, and the land value is really really high here. I'm not entirely sure why, but it is very high right here, and I honestly don't really know what would do that. Like I guess if it's like a waterfront, that'd be nice, but that doesn't seem to be the case along all the other waterfronts, so that can't be it. $15,000 per cell seems like a lot. Seems really high. I don't know. Okay, so of course it did take out my water tower, so we'll have to rebuild that. There we go. That was easy. So pretty tame, all in all. I wonder if they're gonna get like worse. The tornadoes in City Skylines 1 were pretty intense, I feel like. I did that tornado count tornado county or country. I'm not really sure what it was called. But that scenario, City Skylines 1, and they were pretty devastating tornadoes. I mean, I'm okay if they're not that devastating. That was a little bit much, but tornadoes are pretty intense usually. I'm very glad that we don't have any in this area though. I don't like tornadoes. Okay. I'm just popping along here, filling stuff in as I go. What else do you think kind of a small town needs? Why don't we look at some of our other buildings? We could, well, it's just we don't have still have such high unemployment. I just don't feel like placing more assets that need jobs is really the solution here. But I do want more things going on in this little block. That Hey Steven, how you doing? Welcome in. Happy to have you here. We are just you haven't missed much. So all we're doing is I just expanded a little bit of road networks over here. I mean, well, you did miss a tornado and a forest fire, but nothing really severe happened. We lost our water tower for a moment, but we've got it back. It's all good. Still trying to figure out like what else I can do about this. I think it might be because of the land value being so high, but I don't really know what else. I don't really know how to fix that. I don't know how it got so high. There's not really anything going on here. There's two buildings and a parking lot. So I'm not really sure why it's so desirable, but it doesn't want houses. Maybe if I put more industrial buildings around it. I guess it has to be like that. Okay. Maybe I'll see if I can just fill in some more buildings and see what happens there. We're talking earlier about what people do for the holidays. So what about you, Stephen? What do you do for the holidays? They're right around the corner. I wish you could make buildings historical because it would be really cool to like make an entire area of these little trailer homes and kind of keep it that way and make it like specifically a trailer park community. But you can't. And the same thing with these like little the European themed ones. These like the small level 1 buildings. They're really cute and it would be nice to have like an entire area full of them that didn't change. Um that doesn't let you do that and that's kind of a shame. Also, I feel like it's a little bit unrealistic that every single low density like level 1 building for the North American theme is like always a trailer park. They're not. I mean, they have. I think these are also the North American ones, and they're not quite trailer homes, but like the same vibe. I feel like there's got to be. I mean, I'm sure that will come in the future, but like more variety would be nice in like the way that the buildings start out. So you have some buildings that look a little bit more like a proper house. And another fire back here. Now I do have the fire department, so I'm not sure what they're getting up to. I don't think any of these have leveled up at all. I can't really get a peek at what they look like when they've leveled up. I never really go back and I haven't done that in Pickleton. Like I haven't gone back and looked at some of the buildings that I first placed to see kind of what they look like as they level up. Building levels, we have a couple level 2s. Well, we have a lot of level 2s. Residential. A little bit of level 2 for commercial. Oh, these are probably our farms. I was like, we have level 4 industrial buildings. That sounds accurate, but no, those are probably our farms. Um, this makes sense. Our office buildings. But I wanted to keep that open because I want to see. These are level 1s. These are probably our level 2s. Yeah. They still look like trailer homes. I don't know. I'm a teacher, so deep breath, food, drink, and chosen family and friends, and a guilt-free gaming time. Very nice. Very nice. If you don't mind my asking, what do you teach? Let's see. Throw in a little bit more of our. Maybe I'll put a European and medium density. I haven't done that yet. I don't think. I think I've only done the North American. Maybe a little bit smaller. think that's good. Fill in some more of our. I want to leave the school zone, I think, free of houses. Kind of back here, I don't mind filling in. Why don't I do this? I'll go through and sort of rezone a couple things, different style, and see what happens. Like that. Grade 7. Oh, okay. So kind of like you teach like everything then, kind of. Like more than one subject. I know. I'm trying to remember. Like when I was in middle school, did I have one teacher that taught like subject? I can't remember honestly. That's I went to school for teaching it. I just didn't end up actually doing it. I think some more. I want to see what this European medium density one looks like. Maybe are we finally kind of dipping into our workplaces yet? Not really. Yeah, unemployment 4%. So that's an improvement. We finally have some unemployment. That's nice. Yes, everything and more. Trying to remember like what classes I had when I was in 7th grade. Don't remember. I think that is though the only time I ever got a 4.0 was and then it was yeah, that was it. It was a one-time thing. Oh, I wanted to see kind of what other buildings might fit in this kind of area as like a like small town, still small towny, but stepping it up a little bit. Communications? Do we want like a telecom tower? Like a just like a radio mast. Like one. I think if we put one like right about here, it would cover basically the entire town. I feel like it would be realistic that a small town would at least have a radio mast. Maybe they don't have, high speed internet necessarily, but radio. Why don't we throw one of those down and then we could just actually do one of those upgrades to it uh, so that it automatically has like more range. You don't have to place like more than one. Let's do another little alleyway road here. Yep. And maybe just like a small industrial building and a little bit of an office building. Like, I don't know, auxiliary buildings to this maybe or something like that. Like, what do I normally do for the holidays? Not really sure why I can't think of it. I mean, spend time with family, obviously. Um, been a minute since I've gone home, like back to Michigan for the holidays. With COVID and everything, I didn't go for a little bit. Obviously, it was a little bit difficult to get on a plane to go do that. And also, I normally just have like I usually just tell my mom that she can come here because it's nice and warm and it's not cold and it's not snowy. Not that I mind the snow, but like you can come enjoy the sun for once during the snowy season there. That sounds like more fun. Me going to go. Anybody have any like odd family traditions that they do for the holidays? I'm trying to think. We do anything strange for Christmas? Like anything not strange, but just like not the typical thing that's in like a movie. I mean, I make Greek food, but maybe not the norm, but it is, I guess, for us. Trying to think of what I want to make this year. Either baklava or spinach pie, or maybe both. They're both kind of a pain in the butt to make, though, so I don't know. Watching Die Hard and Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve count? Yeah. I mean, it's not unusual, I don't think, but it definitely counts as like a holiday tradition. I know my dad's side of the family always used to watch that It's a Wonderful Life. Um I mean I've seen the movie, but it was never really something that my side of the family did. My dad's side did that all the time. So 3 deep gonna be too big? I don't know, we'll see. feel like this is too many. I lied. I already don't want this. I've decided against this. Maybe we can have one in the corner, and maybe some more commercial buildings back here. Maybe we can get one of those really small parks right in the middle. The road part. There we go. That's not bad. I love Die Hard. I I have the original one. I mean, I've seen all of them, I think, but the first one is my favorite one. I think the Freer Die Hard was a pretty good one. I think that was just good because, for like, entertaining at least. Really sure if we would call it a good movie necessarily, but because of the special effects that are like way improved from some of the older ones. But I do love me a good Die Hard movie. Where else do I want some commercial? Along here, area too. Maybe some more row homes back here, and then we'll just sort of taper it off to our low density. I don't want it on that side. Do it this way then. There we go. Now it should go on the right side. When they were making Die Hard 4 in Baltimore, I almost ran over Bruce Willis. Dang. I'm surprised they actually even filmed it like on location. Is that where the movie was even based? I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember the whole story of that movie anymore. But I remember going to see it. Like, I remember watching it, but I couldn't really tell you the plot. I mean, I assume there's a heist of some sort, or like a, always a heist. I know the first one is like definitely tasty. Let's see. Put a little bit more offices over here. Commercial going on. Okay, somebody's in this building. What about how's the unemployment doing again? Okay, so that's good. It's going up, which is, not normally a good thing, but like when we had zero for so long, that's a good thing. We are getting quite a bit of crime. We might want to have to do something about that. Still empty and available for rent. Just don't know what to do about that. Well, we'll just keep leaving it. I guess it's probably time to look into getting a police station. I guess this seems like a pretty good place to put one. Kind of fits in here already. Here. Wait, not a bad idea. Okay, we definitely can't afford it, but our citizens are screaming for it, so it might be just time to bite the bullet on that one and do it anyway. So, but I like it. I like the little police station. A little bumpy over there, but that's okay. Raining. I do like the service assets. They're pretty nice. I think they're a lot better than the ones like from City Skylines 1, for sure. They're much improved. Now, do they look different in the European theme? I don't think I've ever played with the European like base theme on. I've always I place European themed buildings when I can, but I don't think I've ever placed I've never played on a European base themed map. I feel like maybe I'll give it a shot one day. But does anybody know uh if the European if these assets look different? I know the cars look different, but I've never seen whether or not the assets look any different. I don't know where it was if it was based in that city, but parts were filmed there. I mean, it kind of makes sense if it was in that area, in like the Baltimore area. Like, I don't know, like live free. I don't know. I feel like that makes sense that it was probably in that area. Could have been downtown. Oh, I guess we should probably name the rest of our areas too, or at least set up some districts. So I just named the city Farmville because it's a farm. But if you got a better name for that, feel free to let me know. Uh, I just felt like changing it from the one that it was given when I just made the city. Okay, so we've got that's gonna change. It's definitely not gonna be Pinewood Springs. I think also maybe I can open up these tiles here and I can sort of make this industry area a little bit bigger. Place other service assets that we might want. I think I'll do area too. I don't know what I'll call it, but we'll leave it there. Pepperidge Farms. We can do that. Okay, so let's see. Type right. Nope, I can't. Pepperidge. Pickle Ridge Farms. Okay, we gotta go with that. Pickle Ridge Farms. A little combination of both. There we go. Pickle Ridge Farms. Oh, sorry, there goes my alarm for my dog for his dinner, but I already fed him. Got to turn the alarm off. Because I will forget to feed him if I don't have that alarm. Although he'll definitely remind me to definitely remember to tell me if I do forget. It's quite persistent if I've forgotten to feed him. Filling out this area with some of our little. I think these are like the perfect size. We don't seem to be having any problems with these kinds of this size of houses. I think I'd like to leave this area kind of like a park space. It's like an open green area. I desperately, desperately hope that they bring in like a park life kind of aspect to things eventually. It would be really nice to make this into like a proper park I mean, maybe we don't charge people to go to it, but something that's like functional. It works as a park space. Realistically, nobody's just going to wander into this park. If this happens to be the fastest route to take one of these windy paths, that would be the only reason why we would see them in here. So I would love to see park life kind of functionality added into the game at some point. Doing for the desk. My dog's poking around under there. Never a good thing for a dog to be underneath a computer desk. There's way too many things that could go wrong that way. Um, Speaking of dogs, what about pets? I know I've seen a couple people's pets in the Discord servers. Are we cat people or dog people for the most part? I like how it's coming along. Okay, so let's one more thing. I want to check one more time on the unemployment before I start placing in some assets. So I forget. I would love to put more signature buildings, but I'm afraid that they're just going to sit empty, and I don't want to do that. Our buildings seem to be leveling up nicely, though, so that's good news. That's gotta be good writing. Maybe what if I delete it and try it again? Uh oh. Am I still here? I got like a notification that something was wrong. That was wrong. Are we all good? Cat person, but sadly my lookie passed away in 2020. Oh, that's really sad. I'm definitely a dog person, but I wouldn't have a cat, but like I wouldn't want one for myself, but I do love other people's cats. All good. Okay, good. Because it said I was offline, and I was like, "Oh my god, my dog did unplug something, didn't he?" No, he didn't. We're all good. Okay, good. What the dairy house is what it was. So what? Delivering delectable dairy delights daily. What a tongue twister. It doesn't say anything else about like why, but it needs to be functional. I guess I can just try it again. I don't know. I haven't played around with these assets very much, but they give a lot of really good boosts to the city, so like they're super helpful. Um, and I don't know, like, do they only get? I mean, I would assume that they only actually give those benefits if a company is there, but I'm not really sure. Again, I've never really Pickleton does not have any of these buildings quite yet. I haven't really optimized the city to make sure that we get those assets from placing enough like farm buildings, like hub buildings and stuff. So I haven't messed around with that much. But we put in a sewage building, but we're just exporting sewage, so I don't really think it's a huge problem right now. Um, we're trading water. That's right, because we have our water tower, so that's good. Electricity, we're just bringing it in. We don't have a lot of it anyway. We could do a road. Do we need a road maintenance depot? I don't know that we need that quite yet. We are still a pretty small town. I feel like we need something else in the city. Thing more. Definitely don't want a cemetery. It's really big. I feel like it's just not something that we need right now. And also, I'm pretty sure it's like super expensive. At 55,000, it's not that much cheaper, but still. I guess we could probably do a landfill. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. How expensive is it though? 30,000 a month. I mean, not really that concerned about money. We're just having a good time. But that is kind of expensive. Are any of these other things cheaper? No, they're way more expensive. Um, we could do just like a small landfill. What do we think about the landfill? Let me know what you think about the landfill. Sorry if you can hear that motorcycle outside as well. I don't even know where that's coming from, but not in the alley, but it's clearly close by. Disaster control? We don't need any of that stuff. I say that like we didn't just have two disasters already today. I don't think we need that. Landfill and recycling center? All right, let's put the landfill. I think I want to say that the wind was going in, like if where's wind? Where's wind? Air pollution? It is going that direction. How bad is it? Medium? I think I think we can maybe be okay for now. I'm gonna keep it very small. We're just gonna keep it like this. Very tiny little landfill. Recycling center. Collects and sorts garbage to produce reusable materials which are then sold further. This produces income for the city. Oh, so it makes money too a little bit. Can be upgraded with garbage truck depot, a hazardous waste collection point, and an extended storage. How big is it? That's pretty big. I feel like we could probably get it in over here. Again, I'm not super concerned about, realism with the budget aspect of things. I just want to have a cool looking mini city over here. Just something fun to do. Let's want me to do that, huh? That street. That's okay. Okay. So do bring it out just a little bit. Try to get our recycling center in. There we go. I don't think I still haven't placed any garbage in Pickleton. It seems to just be exporting it still, and it doesn't seem to be costing me any money. So I'm happy to just let it keep doing that. I feel like that's not going to be the case for long. I feel like eventually it is going to cost money. Like something's going to get fixed with that, but I'm okay. I'm okay to let it keep costing me nothing to export all of my garbage out of the city and not have to place any of these buildings. So I probably will want to place them anyway, even just like for looks purposes. But I like this building. It's pretty nice. I feel like it would make sense to, well, have upgrades on it. That one just goes on it. That one goes around the outside. That one goes around the outside. Okay, so I'll just leave room for it now. And for the meantime, I'll leave it. And okay, so why don't we keep zoning up this area over here? Little houses. Oops, I wanted a little bit of that. Nice, they seem to be growing in immediately, so that's good news. wait around much. There's so many buildings in the game that I like still haven't even looked at yet because they're locked behind like progression panels and stuff, like development stuff, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on. And I can't imagine like how much more like in depth these development trees are going to get like in the future when they add new things. Like I'm interested to see exactly. So I know that the first DLC, like the first full expansion, not like a content creator pack or something, is going to be the fishing stuff. It's like bridges and ports, and it brings in a new industry of fishing. So I assume that's going to be like one of these. That seems interesting. Like I wonder how that would work. Like the drawing out kind of system. Unless they change that up a little bit. I don't know. I'm interested to see how that looks. And I will be severely disappointed if they do not bring proper keys into that DLC. I just feel like that would be a ripoff. Um, and we desperately need a better way to make keys because the current process is a pain in the ass. I've just given up on it actually at this point. Like I just stopped even bothering trying to make keys because I was just having such a hard time with it. Like all the tips that I've seen in videos and tricks and none of it worked for me at all. So I gave up. I saw recently though, which I haven't tried this one out yet because this I just saw this the other day, but Infrastructurist I think is what their channel is. They make really good videos too. Amazing stuff. And they just like they do all the key stuff on land first and then get rid of the water. Or then like it's a whole process, but it worked well for them. So I might give that a try, but I'd really rather just have proper keys. That would just make my day. Let's see. Could make me maybe do some more parks. We have a bunch of parks over here though, so like I don't want to go too hard on the parks. What did we even put over here? We have maintenance building, some, and a bunch of sports. Okay. Like see, like I would like to put a proper park in this area. I just feel like it's nice to kind of leave the space empty and green because when I pop one of these down, it just like it deletes all the trees and it puts its own trees in. And I just feel like sometimes it's nice to just have an empty, like a more empty space with just some paths. On land is the best way to make the keys. Yeah. Like I tried so many different like tricks to do it and I was just I think I re-recorded the very first episode of Pickleton like 5 times because I wanted to try to have a key like um lining the entire like waterfront area, like kind of um where the cemetery is. Like I wanted all of that to be keyed and I just could not get it to work. So I was like, "You know what? Never mind. Forget it. We're going to go with a whole different we're skipping it. We're not doing it anymore." But yeah, I haven't tried the new infrastructurist one the way that I saw him do it in his one of his most recent videos. So I'm gonna have to go back and try that one out because I feel like that is probably the easiest way to do it. Like, because it would be cool to have one even like right here, kind of like along the waterfront. We can give it a shot. Give it a shot. But now I forget. I'm like, what did he do? Okay, so did he do it paused? Like if I draw out here, give myself a bunch of extra room here. I could have sworn I turned off the radio ads. Nope. Oh well. Okay, so then okay, nope, I don't want it. Now it says that it's like weird. Okay, so I think I have to press play so that it recognizes that there's not water there anymore. Yeah. Okay. So and I guess since I did start like since the original very first episode of Pickleton, they have changed some stuff about the oh, you know what? I don't want to do that. That's gonna be like that's gonna make my life way too complicated. I'll keep it straight. Do I want to do well, you know what? I'll keep it with this first, with this road first, and then if I want to change it up afterwards, I can. We'll leave it this way for now. Then what he does, I think, was get the lowering tool, make the brush a lot smaller. Okay, no, no, no. The level tool. This. Oh, I went way too far. Way too far already. Try that again. Down here. And he lines it up with like the yellow line, he says. Along like this. All the way along. Oh, okay. Let's see if this works in real time. Okay. So he does that. Then I guess I should probably, it might be easier if I break this up a little bit into smaller portions too. Probably be helpful. I just want this to be like a waterfront kind of walking area. Okay, so now grab the road. And okay, so what if we quite work there, but maybe if we pull it out just a little bit further. I think we can get it in. And the results looked amazing when he did it. So that seems to have worked. We'll try this next section here. This is the most success I've ever had in it. So, I mean, like I can make the retaining walls just fine, like above land when I want them, without water. But I've never had this much success doing the keys. Not once. Very cool. And then he just lets the water back in, right? Lower it all to this level. Play. Okay. Water in. Here we go. So I think do it right. There we go. Oh, got a little bit of flooding. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of flooding. Okay, can we flatten it up a little bit higher? Get rid of that. Get rid of the water. There we go. I'm okay. I think I'm. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. We'll just leave that part there. Leave it how it is. I mean, that's still the best that I've ever gotten it to look. So definitely works better than anything else that I've tried. Okay, let's put that little guy back. Yeah. Okay, well that definitely works. That definitely is the best method I've seen so far to getting this to work. So, now, oh shoot. I think if I wanted to have upgraded it, I would have had to have left the water out. Yeah. These I can upgrade these. Then I can like sort of connect these to the rest of my little grids over here. So yeah, why don't we do connect this one into here like that? Nice little curve going on. Make this one a little grid area, or like not a grid, a square. That broke all kinds of zoning, but that's all right. This is not supposed to be perfect, just functional and organic, which I feel like it is. I mean, minus all the weird terraforming we just at waterfront happened, but the rest of it is pretty organic anyway. We've got some weird stuff going on with these houses here. Fix that up. Not with that big of a brush though. Okay, so I wonder how these houses are doing. I feel like some of them have leveled up. Yeah, so we were like, okay, 2 out of 5 on these. Here we go. Um, these people still want more people. That's maybe I could, maybe I can just have less of these guys here. To be fair, it is like a very small area. Realistically, I feel like we'd only have like a couple corner stores or something, not multiple along this road. At least not at this time. Not yet. Were I to do this city over again, I mean, I know that I can just like I can change whatever the hell I want about it, but I would do the farms a little bit differently, kind of like how I think in one of City Planner's most recent videos, he did some farming stuff, and it looked really, really cool, like more boxy. But it looked really, really nice. Liked how that turned out in his video. Okay, I'm liking how this area is sort of turning out, though. I think it's coming out okay. I feel like maybe we should break up this a little bit more, though. We're having some wacky zones going on in here, but I think maybe if I just grab a little paths, we can just make these better. Get off of that tool. Yeah, well, that fixed it. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing along here and here. We'll just keep them on this road. We can do like a couple like bigger houses now. Maybe as we get closer to the water. Realistically, at this point in time, they're probably not going to like it, but we can do it anyway. Like we will probably start to get complaints about rent from this, but it's gonna achieve the look that I want. I might be okay with that. Sometimes you just gotta go for whatever it is that you want it to look like and hope that it works out. Or just do it anyway and ignore their complaints. I guess either they'll just move out or they'll deal with it. I don't know. I saw there's a mod that lets you see like a little bit more information and you can actually see like exactly how much rent they're paying and like the number of homeless people in your city because I don't think that there's a way to see that currently. Could be it could be in city statistics, but I don't think it is. We see population change, happiness, unemployed, and that's just like very vaguely the entire unemployment rate. Um, crime. Oh, well, crime went back to. Wait, no, wait. Like this was high crime. Oh goodness, what's happening? This is all time, so crime was very high there. Okay. Yeah, but there's no way to see exactly how many homeless people you have, and I think another part of the thing was to see exactly what unemployment you're missing. But I mean, you can see that though in the workplace availability. But I guess it was just like more of a direct percentage for like there's 60% unemployment. Uh-oh. Up way over there. We've got another fire. I mean, would we call this a forest fire? Quite tame, all things considered. I think homeless people have an icon. I don't think I've had any in my cities. I have seen like when I've clicked on I think actually one of the times that I had gone through and started trying to name people in Pickleton for the people in the Discord, I did click on a homeless sim. And I was like, well, I probably shouldn't make one of the Discord people the homeless. But I did have them. But there's not a way to like find them. I just happened to click on one. I happened to be homeless. I don't even see people walking around. Probably more a comment on my city than people themselves. But like, what's this guy doing? He's an employee. He's employed. He's poorly educated and wealthy. Well, good for you. Not a lot of people can say that, I guess. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's like a specific way to find like pinpoint a homeless person. I think you just kind of have to like if you just happen upon one, I guess. Check the parks, you might be surprised how many homeless are there. I've never even seen people in my parks. Wait, are these homeless people? Are these the homeless people? Am I in these tents on the tennis court? But they go away if you have a park maintenance building? I don't know. Park maintenance building right there. There's a park maintenance building right across the street from them, and they don't seem to mind. I wish you could see people like walking now because they had. I'm pretty sure in the promotional stuff and like during those dev diary videos, they had people walking around in their parks, and I don't ever see anybody in them. Like, there's nobody ever using I almost call this a Quidditch pitch. Where am I? Like, what am I even talking about? Um, the Parks Department not doing their jobs. I mean, I feel like that's relatable though. I feel like that's real life. Okay, so we definitely have some homeless people camping all over all of our sports parks. Maybe that's why nobody wants to use them. I guess I've never gotten down and looked at it like this. Those are just diehard tennis fans camping out to get front seats, waiting to see what's that guy's name? Johnny McEnroe. He's coming. He's coming to Farmville. That's the only tennis. Well, I mean, aside from like Venus and Serena, that's the only tennis player whose name I know. I'm not a big tennis person, but I know that one. That's it. I feel like everybody knows that guy though. Do I have any other parks? Yeah, I've got these parks. I was like looking for more parks. Oh my gosh, there's tons of homeless people over here too. What the heck? Craziness. I just wish that there were yeah, so I wish that there was a way to like cuz there's nobody even complaining about like rent issues. So, how would I know that there's that many homeless people and like how do I address the issue when there doesn't seem to be an issue? You know what I'm saying? Like so there's clearly there's tons of homeless people camping out in every single one of my parks. That's so funny cuz I have not noticed it once in Pickleton. I mean, maybe Pickleton doesn't have that problem, but seems unlikely. There's even more people in Pickleton. I feel like there'd definitely be more homeless people. Very interesting. Yeah, but I just don't know what to do about that. There seems to be homes, right? The unemployment rate is like skyrocketing now. So we definitely need more jobs. So I guess we can move over this way. Kind of has this got a building yet? No. Still nobody wants to move into here. I don't know what to do about that. What other signature buildings do we have? I get that we have commercial signature buildings too. And residential ones? I don't think I need any of this stuff yet though. About the European one. That's this is nice, but I feel like it's big. Maybe not. I don't know about that. Also, because it's housing, so I don't need any more housing. I just wanted to take a look at it. But I do forget about the signature buildings a lot. Um, and part of the problem is because like one thing that I sort of regret having done in Pickleton is like switching between the two styles, where I have like one style on one side and one style on the other, because that means like I'm halfway to reaching the goals for either style for signature buildings. Whereas like if I had just stuck to with one style from the beginning, I might already have a couple more. But oh well. Industrial signature buildings have huge numbers of jobs. And yeah, I just don't know why this one oh, because it doesn't have any because there's no business here. And I don't know. Maybe I can try a different one. I went with dairy because we have all these farms, but maybe I want a different one. Why don't we check out what else we have? A vehicle factory, that's huge. What's this? Um, Crushing large rocks into even smaller rocks like never before. I never get a business. I wonder if it's a bug then. If you never get a business in there either. I feel like, you know what? I'm trying to think. I know that I've seen a video of somebody placing one, but I can't necessarily say that I've seen actually get a business in there. Holy crap, that's big. I think all of them are pretty big, huh? And that's sort of the point, but let's do. This is everything that runs on electricity. Pharma, gold refinery. I feel like that's just like the dairy one is the one that makes the most sense for our area, but I might try to go with something else and see what happens. This one's like not too. And it doesn't have to. Does it have to be on the area, like on an ore deposit? Same dairy house always empty. Interesting. City Skylines 2 is bugged. I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. I know. Oh, you know what? I don't have a welfare office yet, so that could be part of the problem. In here, I don't have it. I don't have one in here. That could be a building that I place. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I forgot about that. And I do have one in Pickleton, so maybe that's why I don't have homeless people there. Even with tons of livestock and farms. Huh. That is interesting. I'm gonna try throwing down this ground earth one just because it kind of fits, like it fits physically into this space, and I'll see if this gets a business. Maybe it's just, yeah, just another, bug with the game. I don't know. I've not placed. Since Pickleton doesn't have any. I don't have another city that's like that I'm playing with at all, except for this one. So I don't know whether or not that's like a problem with all the buildings or specifically the dairy house. But anywho, let's try to get in a welfare office. I feel like I thought this was bigger than this, but I am happy that it's not bigger than this. I feel like this is perfect size. How about I want it I want it kind of back here. I like this. Right across from all the parks where all the homeless people are at. Definitely want it close to that. I do appreciate how the custom assets for like these specific kinds of buildings. The only thing that I do like kind of wish or like what I want to see happen in the future or that I miss from City Skylines 1 is the ability to combine assets a little bit more fluidly to create like modular builds. Because it comes with its own park space, its own parking lots and stuff, its own little fountain, and it's fine. It looks nice. Like I don't dislike the area that it comes with, but I wish I could make my own parks and stuff and fit things together in a way that I want them to be and kind of where I want them to go. Same thing with like when you add like upgrades to buildings. Like I wish you could at least add them across the street. Like so like if I was to do I wish I could place this building across the street. Like still within a certain area of the school, but like not directly on the building. Like even back here, I can't place it anywhere. But it could fit right here across the street and that would be nice. Like I think in the last Sim City, whatever, I think it was just called Sim City again, the one that basically, killed Sim City forever. Um that one let you place additions near the original building, but like it didn't have to be attached to that building. It could be on the different street, it could be around the corner. I feel like that would add a lot to the game. I feel like even just that would make things a whole lot better. I just feel so limited to this little space and everything is going to end up looking exactly the same. And that just, boring. I don't like that. But I think I am finally kind of getting the handle on how to like make modular builds. This one's empty too. But this one, I don't know. Well, cuz I don't have any other buildings that do um like I don't have any ore buildings and coal buildings, so I don't know. I want to be able to designate some residential as a frat row. Yeah, like that would be cool. I try like I said, yeah, I think before we head out today, before we close the stream today, I will hop into to Pickleton and give you guys a sneak peek of tomorrow's episode. I do get into a little bit of it is a university build, which I shared a couple pics in the Discord, but the final configuration looks a little bit different than than the stuff that I shared in there. Um, but it would be really cool to like make buildings that yeah look like frat houses or something, or even just to be able to like I don't know, just create it a little bit more in your exact vision of something. I just feel like that's missing from City Skylines too. Now, okay, I'm not convinced that this isn't just my error and like I don't this is not a good place for this to be because it function that way, but I'm interested to see. I've not looked up whether or not I've never used them. So I don't know if they are always empty and it's a bug or if I mess something up. I like how our downtown is coming along though. I feel like a little bit more parking probably be a good idea. I think maybe kind of over in this area, we could maybe throw in like a medium parking lot. What about a large one? Is that too big? It's right in there. Right across from the school, right next to all these parks. Probably a good idea. I guess we'll have to see too over time whether or not our welfare office, where's my paths? Our if our welfare office is actually taking care of those homeless people. Doesn't seem to have done so yet. They still seem to be in there. But interesting. I guess maybe a couple more in here would be fine. Enter. They're already complaining about not enough customers, but I'm gonna put some more in there anyway. What's the deal here? Don't have enough well educated. Why do you need to be that well educated for a gas station? Seems a little bit excessive. Seems a little bit unrealistic, but okay. We'll roll with it. How's the unemployment? Back to 12.9. I wish that's another thing that like I feel like is not necessarily a problem, but I feel like it just wasn't something that you had to focus on so much in City Skylines 1, the unemployment rate. I feel like the alerts from your businesses and or your residents made it kind of clear that that was a problem, without having to like actually check on unemployment. Like if unemployment was high, your or your commercial buildings would say like not enough workers. And if your unemployment rate was the other way, then your residents, like your houses, would say not enough jobs. And that doesn't seem to be an alert that you get in this game. So it leaves it up to you to kind of figure that problem out, which not necessarily, I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I just don't know if it's the best thing. It just seems like an extra step, but um I don't know. Like I said, not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a thing that I don't know if I love. Someone needs to be the manager at the gas station. Fair. Okay, but not 29 people. We don't need 29 well-educated managers at our gas station. But somebody did say that the signature buildings have tons of employees. So that is, I mean, very unrealistic for this kind of thing. But I mean, not maybe not very unrealistic. I'm sure a place like this probably has at least 50 something employees, but 100 seems like a bit much. Still nothing in here. But again, that might just be because this area is not like there's no reason why this building would be here. What else? What other buildings are there for these? Vehicle factory. What if I do? Are the office buildings like too big? What if I were to place an office building? Not huge, but like they don't really fit. I just want to see if a business will go in here. What about other commercial buildings? Um, that's really big. Seems out of place. We have a diner. We have a one-stop station. We have a, well, I don't want a food station. We already have that kind of going on. Square center. Yeah, these just don't really fit at all in here, but I do want to see. I want to place one and see if we get a business in it, just to see if it happens. Maybe this is this. Oh no, I thought it already had people in there, but effectiveness. Okay, this has tons of perks. We'll see if this gets a business in it anytime soon, and maybe it's just like a problem with the industrial ones. This one has a business. This one worked fine, and I think the other one that we have, diner, still complaining about not enough customers, but it has the employees. It has a business in it. Hmm. Very interesting. But let's see. What else can we do? Keep filling out this area. What was our unemployment rate at again now? 11. Need a couple more jobs, so we can throw in some more commercial buildings on here. Be too bad of an idea. I think I want to have a path through there too. Did not really set up much paths through this area, so why don't we get one in here? No, I don't want the crosswalk though. Might not be the best decision to not have a crosswalk, but I just don't want one. Do some row housing back here. Fill up the rest of this area with the row houses. I like these. I like this one. Is this a European one? I think it might be. It's really hard to tell. I think that's the European size. Or the European one, yeah. Like it. Yep. I mean, no surprises that they look a little bit cuter, the European ones compared to the American ones. I don't love that it's facing that road though. I like it to face the other road. Keep deleting it, will it? Now sometimes oh shoot. Sometimes the bulldozer tool it goes away immediately. Which I think is weird. Because it doesn't stay open. Um, this one's a cute house. Level 3. So this is definitely like an upgraded version. I don't know what it looked like before, but this is definitely like moving into it's finally changed the look. I feel like find a level 1. This is like a level 2. Oh, that's North American though, isn't it? Try to find this is like a level 1. Level 2. But still, I don't think this one's quite changed the look yet. So this one looks nice too. Level 3. So I guess it's at level 3 that buildings really start to change their shape and their appearance. That one looks so much better. Like I wish there was still like a little version of this that was like for a level 1. And like they just get like nicer and maybe more stories or more rooms. I don't know, but I feel like I wish that there was some level 1 buildings that looked more like a complete house. I mean, these things look like dog houses practically. Like when you sit them next to this, these look like little sheds or outhouses for this house. Um, oh, I think this one might have just upgraded. No, I like it though. Also European. We find an American one that's been upgraded. Wait, was this one? This one's yeah, this one's a North American one that's been upgraded. They oh, you've noticed the bulldozer issue too. Yeah. I thought I was like crazy the other day because I was doing it and it went away every single time I clicked on it and I was like that seems new to me. I feel like it didn't used to do that. So, yeah, okay. So I'm glad I'm not alone. That is a thing that happened. Not just to me. So, more forest fires? Where are we at now? See it. I don't see it. You're lying. Okay. Well, oh no, there it is. It's way out there. All of it seems to be across the river. So, definitely not an issue that I need to worry about. But now I forget what other natural disasters there are. Do we only have forest fires and tornadoes like currently in the game? Oh, sorry. Went quiet there for a moment. I had to adjust my desk. I've been standing, and now my feet hurt. So I need to sit down for a minute again. Um I know that we're supposed to have more natural disasters, but I think right now I've only ever seen I mean, like I have extensive knowledge. I've literally only turned on uh natural disasters today. But I know that we're supposed to have more, like hailstorms, I think, and maybe tsunamis. Have you seen a hailstorm in your city yet? Because well, like I said, this is the only time I've seen natural disasters. But even watching other people's videos, I've only ever seen forest fires and tornadoes. Weather, weather damaged buildings. I got the achievement, so I must have. Oh, okay. Just the damage afterwards, not the actual hailstorm. I wonder also, like, oops, buttons. Wonder if the hailstorm is like as noticeable. Way down, but um, like if it's super noticeable if it's rainy, like that it's a hailstorm. I mean, I know that hailstorms don't happen when it rains, but like, does it look the same as raining, like visually, and it just tells you that there's been a hailstorm? I feel like that's definitely a possibility, but yes, since all of these have gone away anyway, I might as well just put a path through here. Yep. I like how our city is coming together. Very nice. Have we cleared up the homelessness problem? No, not even a little bit. Very interesting. And now I'm really curious. Now I feel like I need to get down at ground level in Pickleton and see what's going on with those parks. Whether or not there's a homelessness problem going on over there. Okay, so this one already has a business in it. It does have a ton of employees as well. Maybe this is also why the unemployment rate was so low. Some of these buildings when we didn't really have much people. Um, I don't. Do I want to keep this there? I don't think this goes. I don't think this really goes with the vibe we're going for here right now. But interesting. So it does have a building though, or I mean, it does have a business. So yeah. You're not gonna like it. But so okay, this one still does not have a business though. Has anybody had businesses go into any of their industrial signature buildings? I saw a bunch of buildings with damaged pop-ups at one point. I think it said wind damage. I would assume that that would probably be from like the tornado, right? Think where's that here? Achievements. The size of golf ball, so the hailstorm. Um, I think that's it. The only one that's still in the game that like I haven't seen yet. I think we're eventually supposed to have like tsunamis, I would think. Um, they were in the first game, and I feel like why wouldn't they be in this one? But had a business in most of them. Okay, but not the dairy one. I feel like this one is just because there's, nothing to go along with it. What if I okay, so here's another thing. So the land value is like super high in here, and it says that that is not ideal. I don't know how this land area got so high. I mean, there's a landfill right here. Like I don't really think that this land value should be that high. But what if I move this like over here? Just pick a random place. So, where's my land value? The land value not good over here. So maybe it'll finally get a business now. It says maybe due to poor connections. Um, that shouldn't be an issue. It is right next to a highway. Lack of customers or high land price. Higher industrial demand will solve like we have completely full industrial demand. So I have not all the time, seems to be fluctuating. Full house at sometimes, no renters at others, with no real drastic changes in the city. Bug. Like electronics factory and car factory. Thing. I generally replace the north or industry. Maybe that's how it works. Maybe I'm just lucky. Taxes could be taxes. That could be something that we try out. So this is a well. I really want the dairy house because that's the industry that I have. But I guess we could set up some forestry, then try to do a paper factory. See if we can get something going with that. Get rid of that building. And I mean, forestry wouldn't be a bad idea just to put kind of right here. I pay people to live there. My taxes is negative in the city. Yeah, I think there's like seems to be, I mean, it is real. I mean, it makes sense that like when you have a negative tax rate or a negative like service fees and things like that, that people naturally want to or they're happier with that they're not paying any taxes, they're not paying any fees and stuff. I don't feel like it's super realistic to have them be that low. um so I don't know about that. Like I mean, that seems to be like a solution to kind of every problem is if you just um lower the price on everything, like all your people are so happy that you make tons of money despite not making money in taxes or fees. um Say place the dairy house anyway and just deal with it. Add it to the list of bugs. Yeah, there are quite a lot of bugs still. um it is a little bit frustrating, but the building there, yeah. I mean, I know they're working on them, but and I am glad like to still have the game like in my hands and stuff, like be able to play with it, but I'm not sure if I would have been super mad if if it had been delayed. I guess like if they had delayed it when they told us that it was not finished, that would have been annoying. Like 1 week before release, now you're gonna tell me it's delayed. That would have been bad. Their forest fire. But my fire department is not doing anything. Clearly, and I don't know where I'm gonna put the paper factory near this, but I'll figure it out. I guess maybe I'll just place the dairy house closer to the farms. But I don't know. People said that they did that too. That didn't really solve the issue. So I don't know. We'll just mess around with it. And in the meantime, I'm going to find my dog because I don't know where he went off to, and I'm worried that he's up to no good. And while I'm at it, I will use the bathroom. So enjoy watching a little bit of our farm. Or I mean our farm. There he is. I still have to use the bathroom though. Our forest area while I do that. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's still I'm still having like a blast with it regardless. Like bugs or not, it's still fun. I just feel like it's going to be such a different game when they finally fix all the bugs. Like so I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago now. They did a pretty big update and I was like all ready to go into the next episode of Pickleton to try to adjust the budget and try to work out how to like start making money. And the whole idea was like completely moot after that update. Like money was like not a problem at all after that update. So it was like, okay, I mean that's nice, like I don't have to worry about it. But why don't I have to worry about it? Like what happened that changed so drastically that I'm making so much more money when I was losing money before? Like I was like negative 4,000 something an hour and then was making like 13,000 an hour. So it just didn't really seem to add up necessarily. Why don't we also kind of adjust some of these just to make them a little bit more realistic or something? I'm not sure. More squared. Like I like in City Planner's latest video where he did a bunch of they looked really cool when they were like more squared off. I'll leave the houses and kind of like bring the farms kind of behind the house. I feel like it's something pretty realistic. Um, they should have gone with early access. I feel like that's definitely something that they should have done. Again, I feel like it would have been really bad if if they had announced that it was going to be early access, like when they announced that it was going to be or I mean, like when they announced that it wasn't going to be finished. Like if they had done it at that time, I feel like that would have been bad. Like because people were already expecting it. It was coming out in like a week or supposed to come out in a week. That would have been like that would have been totally not okay. But if they had originally said like the 24th, it'll be early access, you know, and only done early access, I feel like that might have been a smarter move. I don't know. I'm, you know, not like a marketing game person. Yeah, so I don't know. But I just feel like they could have saved themselves a little bit of a headache. I know that they were getting quite frustrated with people being frustrated, but I feel like also people have a right to be frustrated. It's a little bit frustrating. I don't know. I feel like I've said that word too many times. Now just like a sound in my head. I like those farms better. I think I like that look better. Do the same thing over here. I don't know. I think they looked. I just picked like random shapes and they did not look very good. So they look a little bit better now. Get up to this road here, kind of like this. It'll let me. Do it like kind of parallel with, or not parallel, like whatever, like at an angle with. So let's do here. There we go. I love the way that you can like adjust these areas though. Like I do miss sort of how the industry's DLC stuff worked for City Skylines 1. Like I do kind of miss that aspect of things. But I do like how you can draw these areas out. I think it looks really cool. But I mean, do the buildings look a little bit odd just kind of in the middle of the field? Yes. But like the mechanic of like how you draw out an area, I think definitely an improvement. Um Finances are so bugged that you don't need to do anything special to make money. It was just like especially after that update, it was just it went from it was like night and day and I was like, well that kind of trashes the entire plan I had for this episode. So I had to like come up with a a different idea because it was no longer relevant. Um, I still like playing, but I do wish the real life simulation they pride themselves on was a little more thoroughly tested. Yeah, and I just feel like, I mean, everybody has different ideas of like what the game should be and what they want out of it, and the creators have their own idea, and they have their own, the audience that they might be aiming the game at might not be audience that plays it. I don't know. Like, I make videos for it and stuff, so like the way that I play the game is obviously somewhat different than, maybe a casual gamer, like a casual player of the game. And same for like, a lot of the other creators. They play it in a very methodical, obsessive kind of way. It's like what they do, for their jobs, some of them. So how they play it is probably a little bit different than like how the average Joe might play the game. So are they making the game for the average player or are they making it for the creators? Probably not the creators. There's a lot less of them than there is like the average player, obviously. But since those are the first people to play the game and showing it off to people who have disappointed them is not really a good thing. Let's throw in another farm. So for Baldur's Gate 3, I'm trying to determine, is that sarcasm or did they do early access and it went really well? If this game was made in the US, then we would likely never see any more updates. I mean, that's probably true. So what are our farms anyways? So we have vegetables, cotton, grain, and livestock. Maybe if I do another livestock farm, maybe we can get the dairy house to work. I'm still on this. I'm like determined now. We're gonna knock out this house. I mean, this is like one of the things that I'm really enjoying about live streaming though, is just that like, it's very relaxed, it's very chill. I can just try out things and not have to worry about like, does it work? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not really the end of the world. When, I'm trying to make like an episode with a purpose, if things don't work, then that episode is useless. Um, so this is fun to just kind of like mess around with things and just test things out and see what happens without any pressure of it needing to be, you know, fully like teaching a lesson or doing something. Oh, oh, a hailstorm. Have one. Don't see anything. I don't see anything. That was disappointing. I don't even see any buildings damaged or anything. I see nothing. Lame. Man, I got excited. Um, well that was very anticlimactic. Okay. Let's see. I had a town called Pickle. Removed and replaced with El Pinto. I think Moonlit. Is El Pinto, does that like mean pickle? Or is that just something else? I mean, I know, first of all, I know that there's different words and different words for different things in Spanish in different places that speak Spanish. But I think I had in my City Skylines 1 city, I had like a neighborhood called um Pepinillo, which is, Spanish word for pickle. Um I had a couple pickle named like districts in that town. Okay, so I have more livestock. Let's see if I can get if I okay, how big is the dairy house? Why don't I start there? Um right here, and I'll get a road connected to it. Hey, can you go sit down, please? I might have to take my dog outside. He's starting to bugging me. The cutest way possible, of course. But he might, I don't know what he wants. He ate dinner, so that's not it. It might be time to get that right up next to the building. Is it not gonna let me though? No? Gonna make it look like it's like part of this, I guess, or something. Might just be like, a bug and it's never gonna get fixed. But or not never gonna get fixed, but like never gonna get fixed. Like it's never gonna work today. I'm liking how these farms look either way, so it's not a complete waste of time if it doesn't work. Much better to me than it did before. Um, Pepinillos pickle, I think. They did okay. So now I'm like catching up here now. So they did early access 3-ish years ago for Baldur's Gate 3. They had the constant stream of player feedback, and Larian would implement into the game. That Larian they never tried to push it forward, and the game is phenomenal. Yeah. Okay. Dang, 3 years. That's a long time for early access. Um, as a Belgian, proud of Larian Studios, best studios in the gaming business. They're still true gamers at heart and developed that way. How do you adjust the road height on the fly without clicking on the button? Um, so like if you mean like to make a bridge and just bring the road up like this, it's page up and page down on your keyboard. That's the hotkey to get those. Oops. And then obviously if you go under when you're at 0, you'll go underground and create a tunnel. But so yeah, that's the hotkey for that. Um, instead of like pressing these buttons. I think these farms look a lot better either way. Our dairy house still doesn't have a business in it. It's okay though. It's okay. Not the end of the world. I'm just having a good time here. I know that I am pretty sure. I mean, I've asked for it for Christmas, so I'm probably gonna be playing Baldur's Gate anytime now. Um, like a kid, I asked for a bunch of video games for Christmas. Um, but I'm really excited to play it. I've never played a game like that, so I think it'll be really interesting. Um, I'm very very excited to play it. I've just heard so many good things about Baldur's Gate. I want to play. Would I have probably played that game if people hadn't said so many things about it? Probably not. Um, but it just looks cool, and I just heard so many good things about it that I feel like why would I not want to try it out? It has co-op, so if you need friends to play with, I'm sure the community will jump in there. Very cool. Dairy Farm isn't working for tons of people on Steam, and Paradox Form as recently as 21. Oh, okay, so November 21st. Okay, so yeah, probably just a bug. But okay, so we'll just keep placing farms anyways. Oh shoot, I was looking at what we had a deficit in, and then I forgot. Grain. I feel like that is super realistic that you always need grain in your city because I feel like that's how it is in real life. Not grain necessarily, but like I feel like corn is a grain, right? Corn considered a grain? I feel like I don't maybe it's not. Maybe I'm an idiot. But we use corn in like everything. So I feel like grain is this world's version of corn. Everything is corn. Ooh, getting rid of some houses, but that's okay. I don't mind. All for the look. This looks much better. It looked really silly before, I think. Now this looks good. Um, Still, but I didn't even get an alert. Now there's no alert, and a tornado just goes right through my downtown, destroyed by weather, traffic accidents. Goodness, still think the tornadoes look ridiculous. Like I can't fathom like how they managed to make them look worse than in City Skylines 1. Like the ones in City Skylines 1 were pretty good. What was this one? My post office. I can't even I can't rebuild it or so I have to just delete it and start over again with it. How come some buildings you can click on rebuild? Some you can't. Oh god. What were all these anyway? Those were just houses. I mean, where is that? In here? This is a emergency shelter, disaster warning system, large emergency shelter. So what are the buildings that actually like oh, got lots of are these? Oh, our fire. Um okay, so now I can rebuild it. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Rebuild, build. These guys are rebuilding themselves because they're just houses. Okay. Um, is there not like a specific building that does disaster response like how they had the helicopter depots that like went out and fixed disasters? Do we not have one of those? They're just warning buildings. Fire station, firefighter depot. Nope, none of these things. No. Zonal made nice. Yes, tornado is an achievement. Yep. So now I think I have all of the weather related achievements now as of today. A hailstorm, even though we didn't actually see a hailstorm, it says there was one. And then a tornado and the forest fires. Uh, cool. I mean, I am an achievement chaser. I will not lie. So I'm very excited to have had those come so easily. Um, Zonable needs to have the upgrade to the fire station, the big one, for them to go out and search for people. Oh, okay. It's still zoned. They will rebuild. Okay. So it doesn't. So, but there's no like specific building. It's like an addition to other buildings that makes it happen. That kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't think there's anything that can be added to this. I think just like a garage. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, that. I mean, the damage. You know, I wonder if they'll add in the ability for the tornadoes to damage the roads, like they did in City Skylines 1. I feel like that's pretty realistic, and I think that added a little bit more something to the game too. Because like every time you would have a tornado, you would have to go through and like fix all the roads and stuff, and that would cost money. And you know, if you missed a road or something like that, I don't know. I just felt like it made the disaster a little bit more severe. I mean, I say that now in a city that I'm just playing around in. Would I want the disasters to be more severe in a city that I spent painstaking hours building? Probably not. But I didn't do that with this one, so I would like to see more intense disasters. I don't know. Yeah, no, I give up on the dairy house. Let's just go through what we got going on. Unemployment is back down again. So that means we want more people, right? No. I always think about unemployment backwards. It's like math to me and my brain does not function that way. There's no unemployment. That means everybody has a job. It means you would need more people. There's more jobs would just mean more empty positions. Okay. There we go. SimCity 2K was the best at best at that time. I think I only ever played the last version of SimCity to exist before it just died, to be replaced by City Skylines, essentially. And I only played it very briefly because I only had a Mac for like a long time. Um, I used to have a Dell a long, long time ago, and I hated it, and it was terrible. It weighed like 10 pounds. Just it died on me. So I was like, you know what? I'm never getting a Dell again. This was the crappiest laptop I've ever had in my life. So I switched to Mac, and then no, games. Not a lot of games are supported on Mac, so it didn't really work out well for me in the gaming department. But I never really played many games on a computer. I was mostly like a Sims player, and I could play that on Mac, so it didn't really matter. Um, and then there was a point to this. I lost my track of it, but there is a point here. Yeah, so I only played SimCity. Oh goodness, what happened here? This is what City Planner Plays calls potato mode. Um, so I didn't play much of it because I couldn't play it on my Mac, and I think I played it on like I don't know. My brother had like a desktop for a long time because he used to play World of Warcraft, and like he used to play it on his regular PC, and his friends would all come over. They'd bring their entire desktop computers with them, play it, and so like we had a desktop in the house, and I think I probably played it on there a couple times, but um I wasn't able to really play it on my Mac. But I did play the latest version, like the very last SimCity game that there ever was, and I liked it. I just kind of the same problem that I originally had when I first got into City Skylines. Eventually, traffic would be such a problem that I would just give up. Or like pollution would be such a problem. But I really liked. There were a lot of things that I liked about the game. Um, I also played like after the initial like fiasco of the online only thing and how like it didn't even work. And the servers all crashed and whatever. Like I watched this like a video essay about like the death of SimCity essentially and how EA killed it, which is pretty accurate, I think. But it was really interesting just to kind of hear about exactly what happened to that game because I wasn't really into gaming at the time, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. I think my brother played it a couple times, so I knew of it, but I didn't like it. I didn't play it. Um, and so by the time I got into it, they had taken away the online only thing and like made it available, just to play offline or whatever. And I finally got my hands on it. And I liked it. And I was sad to have heard that it like, that it died and it never went any further because I thought it was fun. But I didn't play it extensively either. So, I'm sure there's, different levels of people who play City Skylines too, who like, can't deal with the bugs. They hate it. It's, game breaking and not worth it for them. And then there's other people who are like having a fine time with it. So I imagine the same thing was kind of the case with SimCity. But for somebody who probably played like every iteration of the game, I'm sure that was a huge disappointment. But I have to go. Thanks for the stream. Thank you. Thank you for joining, Moonlander, and thank you for the like and sub. I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the content here. Um, I played SimCity 1 on a DOS computer. That is. Oh my, I feel old now. I grew up playing the very first SimCity game. Like I think I knew of the first SimCity game and I knew of the first Sims game. Um but like I didn't get into playing even the Sims until Sims 2 was out already. But I knew a friend like I had played the Sims at some point at like a friend's house or something. But I never got into it until the second one had already come out. And that was like when I was in middle school. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and zone up this area. And my dog is still bugging me. I don't know if he wants to play or if he needs to go to the bathroom or what he needs to do. But I will sort that out. And I think if you guys are into it, we can jump into Pickleton really quick and I can kind of show off what's coming tomorrow. And we'll leave this little area here for today. We go ahead and make a district out of this. Okay, one last district. There we go. All right, let's go check out. Let's save this up. I think I like how. I mean, we didn't do a whole lot of expansion, but we've definitely added in some other things and kind of rounded out our downtown. So I think that's good. So let's save this. It's just called Livestream City. Save, and then we can load into Pickleton. Take a look at it for a little bit, and then we'll end the stream after that. My poor dog can go for a little walk. So, got the University of Pickleton. Here we are. So this is what's coming in for the next episode. This is probably the build that I'm most pleased with yet. Like of all the things that I've done in Pickleton and all the things that I've like played around with, we'll ignore, all of the high rent complaints. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. So I'm really excited for you guys to get to see it tomorrow. At the normal time. This one I had it done ahead of time. It was on schedule, so it'll be in HD as it's supposed to be at the time that it's supposed to be released. It's all good to go, unlike the one before. So, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Now I want to take a look at our parks and see if we got homeless people. No homeless people in here. So very interesting. I don't know. Maybe they fixed it again since then, but I know that there was like a bug with the progression stuff. So every time I've loaded up this save, I cancel out of it before I'm like without saving just because I'm like taking screenshots and doing video stuff. So nothing important. Um so I've just like canceled without saving to leave the city kind of as it was. But every time I've loaded it up from the start, I automatically jump to milestone 11. And now I loaded into it from a different save and it didn't do that. So I wonder if that's a way to avoid having that happen or if they fixed that bug. I don't know. But yeah. University campuses are my favorite. I do miss the modularity from like City Skylines 1, but I think I managed to kind of pull off that same vibe with what we have here in City Skylines 1 or 2. Like mixing, a couple different assets together that make for a college campus without being like campus buildings, quote unquote. Thank you, Lee. I'm glad it looks good. I'm this again, like this is the area I'm most pleased with in the city so far. It's taken me a while to get the handle on how to like do modular builds in the same way that I had been doing that in City Skylines 1, especially with campus stuff cuz like you had so many different campus buildings and like the whole process of it was way different than it is here. Um but I think I like it. Like I did some of the low rent housing. They are not complaining about rent problems yet, so that's good. I think I heard that they like being near university campuses, and because students are broke and paying money to go to school instead. So yeah, but this is you'll get to see it all kind of come together in the episode tomorrow. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I'm practicing sunken road and highway intersections. I really need to practice beautification. Yeah, I feel like that's something also that takes some time and like getting used to right now in City Skylines 2 is how to like make places look nice and like detail things up just because the options are a little bit more limited than in City Skylines 1. I'm actually considering doing like a comparison kind of video of some sort of base game City Skylines 1 and base game City Skylines 2. Like, is City Skylines 2 that bad compared to the base game of City Skylines 1? Because I never really played the base game. I played with all the DLCs like pretty much immediately. I only got into it in the past like year and a half. So I think that would be fun to even just to try out for myself, even if I don't make a video out of it. I would like to see how that is. But it takes some getting used to trying to get the city to look good without some of those options for like props and things and like making custom plazas and parks that aren't like functional but still look nice. But yeah, so this is coming tomorrow. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I had a great time, a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get my poor dog is laying there whining at me to take him out. So I'm gonna end the stream here. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me for a couple hours tonight. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed your little preview for tomorrow's episode. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I had a really good time. Siri's talking to me now too. Have a good evening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed tomorrow's episode.